You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
There you got it. Thank you. So we had a bond hearing today and a PC hearing today. I think that the relevant things that were said today that I thought were fascinating were that it took 3 months to build a case. And I think the reason for that was because the statements that were given on the evening that this occurred were very questionable. I think the way that the statements were made, what was made, what allegedly was witnessed and what wasn't witnessed, I think gave great pause to the FBI. The FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said on the night that it occurred. They were involved the first night, and then nothing happened for 3 months. In addition to that I thought was quite embarrassing was that an FBI agent says they don't have the resources to keep their eye on an individual. This is allegedly an individual that committed a crime that they then didn't watch to see if the guns were present, if the jewelry was present. And what didn't we hear today? What we didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions and then we're going to scoot.
You're essentially arguing they've got only a he said kind of case, no evidence.
Correct.
Is that fair?
Yeah, it's very fair. I think that this is it's a he said type of case. I mean, obviously, there's 5 individuals on one side. What we're missing are the other people that were present in the room, right? The owner of the studio who says he didn't hear anything or see anything. The way they leave the studio, where no one is in concert with anybody else, no one's arguing with anyone else. One of the individuals says, "Hey, can I get my watches back?" Like, the story is quite unusual. And I think that the FBI knew that. I think the investigators knew that it was unusual. And I think that's why it took so long to make the arrest.
What is your response to the judge saying that, your client still violated the terms of his ankle monitor location?
Sure. Those are all things that are going to be, flushed out. The fact is that he was allowed to be in certain areas at certain times. That really wasn't an argument for today. I wasn't really even going to make that argument. My main thrust of today was to really push on the evidence and see exactly what they had and when they had. How about this? How about the individual who wrote the complaint, who actually drafted the complaint, who was sitting in the courtroom, who's only been an FBI agent for 4 years, does not take the stand. They put someone else on to say what she wrote in her own complaint when she's sitting in the courtroom. And that's done quite often in gamesmanship, because they don't want to put a rookie on the stand and be measured by our legal team.
How far away is this from trial?
Oh, who knows? We're going to get discovery. We'll take a look at their discovery. They're going to say it's ongoing. I mean, think about it. They had 3 months to get this stuff. They had 3 months to get warrants. They didn't get warrants that night. They didn't get warrants the next night. They didn't get warrants the next month. They didn't get warrants the month after. They waited 3 months to get warrants on whether or not there's guns, whether or not there's jewelry. How about their cell phones? How about the computers? That gives me great pause when I see a case that takes that long to get warrants, if you believe everything that was said on the evening that it occurs.
Does it have a top out of jail?
Yeah, hold on, let me take one from her because she was trying last night.
Can you say anything about the identity of RD, and then you also spoke about a social media post you made?
Correct. So, listen, I don't like when the government puts initials in and everyone takes a guess who they are. We all know who they are, right? I'm not going to say it's this person or that person. That's not my job to do. But certainly there have been media posts of individuals that we suspect were involved in that evening where they're denying that it occurred, or they're denying that they're giving statements to the government. I think that's unusual as well, because of what the government put forward today seems to negate those statements, but we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Listen, guys, Sam and I have had many, many cases together, right? We just finished a case a couple of years ago in San Francisco on the Cash App murder case. And whenever I talk to individuals, whenever I talk to the media, I always say, this is not a a straight road. It's always a very winding road. So we never know where things are going to take us. We got to look at the evidence as it comes in, and we'll see what's there. I'm just shocked that, when they say there might be video out there, they don't have it. There might be this mystery contract, they don't have it. Oh, they were at Staples, making copies. It's just a total guess. So, we're not here to guess. I'm here to look at the evidence, to weigh the evidence, and to make the best decision based on that evidence.
Your client just stays in detention until what? The next?
Yeah, currently he'll stay in detention. We'll get discovery. We'll start going through that. There's going to be several motions that we're going to file, obviously, in the next couple of weeks, but that'll all come out, and we'll give copies to everybody.
So did the feds even interview?
Look at my man.
Did the feds even interview any of the people yet? Any of the alleged victims?
So my understanding is the FBI has, over the past 3 or 4 months, has interviewed none of the alleged victims, and allegedly they all have future dates to give statements. But I have no idea if that's true. We're basing it on what the agent said on the stand, that each one of those witnesses from that evening is going to appear and give a statement to the federal authorities.
So RD never made a statement as of now?
Not to the FBI, but that evening it appears from the material that they produced and from the agent's testimony is that RD gave a statement that evening, but since that evening has not given another statement. But the FBI said in the future they're all scheduled to give statements, so we'll have to see.
All right, so the lawyer is really trying to throw Gucci Mane under the bus in this situation with his comments saying, hey, man, this dude is giving statements. Like, he's really hammering that home and trying to throw that out there. He's mentioning all these things that he said they don't have, and they're talking about gamesmanship and this, that, and the third. Well, on that video on the way out, we saw that Louis bag on that guy's arm that the guy said it was stolen. And then the lawyer said something that really, stuck with me, in that he said, one of the guys asked, well, hey, man, you going to get my watch back on the way out? Why would he say that if nothing was taken from him? You have to ask that question. Also, they're going to ask the question, why did all those guys leave with hoodies on? Why did all those guys leave with hoodie and Pooh Shiesty mask on? The way they left versus the way that they entered and the way they came in. These are all going to be different questions that are going to be answered. Plus the police officer that was present, the former police officer, that word is going to go hard with the judge over everybody else's word. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I do believe that they have recordings of them coming in and going out. Will it match the stories of the people that was in there, the witnesses? That's going to be the big thing. You know what I mean? That is going to be the big situation, is do it match? And are the video, is the video audio? See, a lot of videos now have audio to it. Do those videos have audio? That's another thing nobody's talking about. If those videos got audio and you can hear things, man, cats might be in trouble. But Pooh Shicey's already in trouble because they're going to get him on a violation anyway. So that's why his bail was denied today. And, they're holding him in. Also, I think the feds are coming with a big surprise as far as an indictment. Because remember, this is just a complaint for the minimum. They just wanted to do the minimum they could do. You have to read the complaint. It says for the minimum. So it seems as if they have more that they're going to hit them with as a surprise on the indictment. It just, in my opinion, they just wanted to do the least they could do to get those guys in prison, in jail, and then not get them bond, so that then they could drop the other stuff so that there couldn't be no, I guess, tampering with evidence and things like that. That's the reason why he kept saying gamesmanship. I think that's why they did it like that. So when the indictment comes out, I think you will see information about videos. I think you will see a lot more information that they have and that they have collected. And again, if those videos have audio and it matches up, it's going to get spooky, man. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get over 1,000 likes. Let me know what y'all think.
Hey guys, Ticket really hopes you enjoyed the content. There will be a link in the description box and pinned at the top of the chat room where you can go to the Ticket TV merch shop and purchase the exclusive merchandise for men and women. Thanks for your support, and he appreciates all sales.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all click those links below. Subscribe to the podcast show. You can donate support to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, or buy that weight loss formula. All the links are below. Peace.